article here. We were going to read it last week as part of the Clutter Core episode. You want to go back and listen to that. By the way, this podcast is serialized, so you have to listen to every episode in sequential order. Otherwise, you're going to have no idea what's going on.
That's right. There's going to be plot holes everywhere.
The Clutter Core episode we did last week was one of my favorite episodes we've ever done because I thought it exposed something and allowed the three of us, me and Ryan and TK, to talk about and maybe even disagree in a way that we found common ground amid our Venn diagrams. This is an article from the New York Times. It's a guest essay called Clutter is Good for You. Let's see if we agree with Rob Walker on this.
All right.
Several years before she died, my mother began sending me things, ostensibly significant objects. These included expected items like jewelry and photographs, and also puzzling ones. For example, one afternoon I opened a package containing a carefully wrapped 8-inch tall ceramic leprechaun that I don't recall ever having seen. My family has no connection to Ireland. Not long after, she announced that she wanted to send along her collection of bird figurines, in which I had never expressed any special interest. Sound familiar, listeners?
Okay.
Clearly, this was no longer about handing down heirlooms. It was about getting rid of objects. Basically, a form of decluttering. I had to put a stop to it. And not just because these objects didn't actually mean anything to me. Much more important, they did mean something to her. In fact, what I most enjoyed about her accumulation of bird figurines and ceramics and sand dollars from Texas beaches was her enjoyment of these things. Her unself-conscious confidence about what she liked was one of her most admirable traits. So, I persuaded her not to only keep her figurines, but also to let herself continue to appreciate their presence. Because ultimately, my mother's urge to purge struck me as illuminating something misguided about our general relationship to material culture. In short, what we often dismiss as, quote, clutter, all those non-essential, often oddball objects that a third-party observer might write off as needless junk, can actually be good for us. The villainization of clutter has perhaps been most insistently pushed by the tidying up guru, Marie Kondo. Its latest iteration pairs a yearning to neaten up pandemic cocoons crowded with stuff thanks to a couple of years of online shopping as a monotony-fighting tactic, with a trendy take on minimalism that equates the blank space aesthetic with mindful sophistication. But the underlying vibe is a suspiciously familiar one. Yet again, minimalist scolds insist that we should repent of our materialist ways. Things they're forever lecturing just aren't that important. This is a bit of a straw man argument, it seems to me, Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think articles like this are usually a straw man argument, and people are allowed to present their opinions and arguments however they want. I mean, I think it's a shame that they would say that, minimalists are asking people to repent of their things.
Right. And we're prescribing getting rid of your things to make you happy as though it is a means to an end.
Yes.
It's the opposite. It is clearing the things that are not important. And I think where he was absolutely right in this article is those bird figurines are not important to him.
Right.
So he shouldn't be the bearer of the figurines. But I do agree. I wouldn't convince my mom to not get rid of them.
Or make her feel bad. Right. Or love her any less if she didn't get rid of them.
But you can bring up to her that, hey, you get immense joy from these things. You can simply ask the question, why let go of something that you get immense joy from? Right. Now, she might say, well, I'm going to let go of them because I'm making space for something I get even more joy from. Okay, that's wonderful. But asking the question as opposed to you should keep them or you should get rid of them, that's not what minimalism is about when we're talking about minimalism. When we talk about minimalism, minimalism is the thing that gets us past the things so we can make room for life's most important things. And if those things are bird figurines or sand dollars from a Texas beach, then so be it. If they amplify your life, enhance your life, who am I to tell you to get rid of it? No way. In fact, I'm going to say, if it enhances your life, hold on to it until it doesn't anymore. However, hold on to it loosely. Be willing to let go of it, because if you're willing to let go, that means you're holding on to it for the reasons that you want to hold on to it. You're actually experiencing something with that thing as opposed to it getting in the way, because it's only clutter if it gets in the way.
Did you enjoy this standalone Patreon highlight? If so, you can listen to full episodes of the Minimalists private podcast available exclusively on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/theminimalists or click the link in the description. Your support keeps our podcast and YouTube channel 100% advertisement free.